Day one of the Green Bay Packers mandatory minicamp practices are officially in the books. They're going to have a couple more over the next few days, and don't you worry, we're going to cover those as well. But in this video, we have more news, notes, highlights, observations from another day here in Green Bay for practice. And in this video, we're going to break down everything you need to know about today's practice, including guys who are standing out, guys who have been really downplaying themselves and kind of falling down the depth chart and maybe might even not make the 53-man roster. We're going to give you everything you need to know in this video. But before we jump in, I do need you guys to do me a massive favor and go follow the, Packers media team on Twitter, man. They do such a good job and work hard every single day to get these highlights out for us. And, without them, these videos aren't even really possible. So go follow them on Twitter. They work so hard, man. A big shout out to them because, I don't want to take credit. This is not my footage at all. So please go follow them on Twitter, man. Please. Now, with that being said, let's dive into the video. Now, on first team drills, we had Dillard, Elton Jenkins, Myers, Ryan, and Morgan as your first team offensive line. Your defense looked like Smith, Wyatt, Slayton, Rashawn Gary, Wilson, Quay, McDuffie, and then you had Stokes, Valentine, AJ, and then Bullard as well in that secondary. Now, Valentine's a guy who's been standing out a ton, right? So he's been getting a ton of first team reps. No Jair Alexander at practice, I don't believe. So he was out. That's something to take note of. I think Xavier McKinney was also another guy who wasn't out there a little bit. So another guy, or another thing that happened today, first play of team drills, nice completion, love to Romeo Doubs. Second play, a massive run by Josh Jacobs. Guys, the offense looked outstanding today. Outstanding, okay? I think one of the major things to take note of was, Jordan Morgan starting at the right tackle position, Dillard at the left tackle, Jenkins, Myers, and Ryan inside. I thought that was interesting in my eyes. We'll see how things continue to develop going forward. But there was a lot of good things, man. Love, play action fake, rolls left, hit Dobbs for 15, 20-yard gain. Jacobs run-throughs a hole, a massive hole, gone. Big time pickup. And then you had a couple of good defensive plays. Eric Wilson blows up a throw, a screen to, I believe, A.J. Dillon for a loss. That was a nice one to see. I believe there was an offsides on Cox, even though he still hit Dobbs for a 10-yard pickup. What else happened today? We saw, Sean Clifford struggled a ton. Now, we talked about this in the majority of our videos, going back to, OTAs, right? He just had a tough couple of days, man. I mean, Zane Anderson, he's having a big day, picked off Sean Clifford across the middle of the field in red zone drills, and then got another interception against Clifford. This one was deflected off a Grant Du Bois drop, but man, Zane Anderson has been, kind of standing out for this Packers team lately. And, Sean Clifford's a guy who, we've been saying over the last few weeks, man, he's starting to really fall off in terms of being that number 2 quarterback. And Michael Pratt not only has been playing better, but looks like he could be that number 2 guy for this team behind Jordan Love. So want to see how he continues to develop. It was a really good day for some other guys like Emmanuel Wilson had a nice run, a big hole generated behind a massive duo of Kadeem Telfer and Caleb Jones on the right side. So offensive line is starting to really ramp it up here. Now, before we deep dive into everything else we saw today, do me a big favor. We're also going to talk about some rookies in a second. One had a massive day. Hit the like button just so we can get this video to more Packers fans, but also subscribe to the channel if you're new. It's free. It doesn't cost anything, and we will be covering the Packers throughout the entirety of the offseason, right? It doesn't cost anything to join the family. We're going to be covering the rest of mandatory minicamp, training camp, preseason, regular season, everything you need to know. We got you guys covered, so make sure you guys join the family. And once the season does kick off, we're going to be breaking down some all-22 coaches film each and every single game for the Packers. And lastly, if you guys follow my Twitch, we will be live streaming, reacting to Packers games live, breaking down the film in real time. So go follow my Twitch, links in the description. Matty Dubs with 3 S's. Go check it out. And with that being said, let's kind of get back into the video. Now, I wanted to talk about 2 rookies. The first one being a defender, Edgerrin Cooper. This dude has been massive. He came off the edge unblocked. And, you know, what would have been a flattening of the quarterback, Sean Clifford. You know, if he wasn't wearing that jersey, that red jersey, this dude, Edgerrin Cooper, probably would have lit him up, probably would have been a fumble 6. Cooper probably would have picked it up, forced a fumble, and brought it back for a touchdown. I mean, this dude has the speed, athleticism. He's going to be a big-time hitter, a big-time playmaker, and I expect him to be a big-time contribution to this Packers team pretty much day 1 for them going forward. You know, and then next play, another well-timed blitz from Cooper. Clifford once again did a nice job of getting it out a little bit earlier, and this time he actually completed it to Du Bois. But again, Edgerrin Cooper is a guy you can play in multiple different positions. You can have him coming off the edge. You can have him in a double mug blitz up the middle. You can have him drop back in the zone. You can have him play man versus a running back. And no matter what, he's going to make some big-time plays. So I'm very, very excited to see how he continues to develop. Another guy who's been lighting up mandatory minicamp, at least day 1 anyway, was Marshawn Lloyd. I mean, this dude has the burst, the athleticism, the speed, the elusiveness to get in and out of his cuts, and this dude's going to be good. This dude's going to be good. Maybe not year 1 because of what Josh Jacobs is going to bring, and, you know, I think they'll run a kind of a 2 running back set, right? But I think Josh Jacobs will get the majority of the looks. Think of it like the Travis Etienne Tank Bigsby, where Etienne gets about 90% and then Tank Bigsby comes in, spells him every now and again, and I think that's going to be similar to here. But Marshawn Lloyd has all the talent in the world to come in here and be a massive player, man. So I'm excited to see how he continues to get going. I'm excited to see how he continues to develop and get better and better as time goes on. But he's locked in, as well as Jordan Love, right? He had 5 straight completions to open team, or in team drills, I want to say, and that's some really good zip on the ball. I mean, he looks like he's getting better each and every single day as well. So with no McKitty, Johnson, or Bullard, you know, starting at safety, Williams worked in after a few plays. You had, you know, a really, I want to say, efficient day of practice for the offense. A lot of guys starting to look really good, getting to see, you know, where guys are going to play more of in terms of the Jordan Morgans playing the right tackle position, and, you know, Elton Jenkins getting in there, and, you know, Andre Gillard getting some more reps. So I'm very excited to see where this team is headed, and all the guys really starting to break out here. It's so fun to see with the Edgerrin Coopers and the Marshawn Lloyds and the Bo Meltons, right? We bring him up so much because of what he did to the end of last season, and I think he's going to just continue to break out here for the Packers, even though they have 4 wide receivers already that are going to, you know, inch for playing time going forward. But man, Michael Pratt looking like he's probably going to overtake Sean Clifford for that QB2 job, which is, you know, in my eyes, pretty exciting, right? The linebacker core, that looks good as well. You know, with Quay Walker, Edgerrin Cooper, you have Isaiah McDuffie, Teron Hopper, Eric Wilson. I mean, it's deep, young, and hungry. We'll see how guys continue to develop in terms of Keaton Oladapo, Javon Bullard, Evan Williams. But man, I'm loving what's going on right now. And let me know what you guys think. Hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I'll see you guys in the next Packers update. Peace.